for U.S. military assistance.
I think the United States are now still shocked by the Vietnam War. And they not make the difference between an intervention from United States and the help from United States to their friends.
The King's request for military assistance created a policy debate at the White House. The President's National Security Advisor, Zbigniew Brzezinski, urged the Carter administration to sell the King the weapons he was asking for.
Morocco is a moderate Arab state that by and large has been quite decent in respect to the Arab-Israeli dispute and has exercised a moderating influence on other Arab attitudes. It certainly, I believe, is in our interest for the Arab world to become more moderate, more accommodating. And we can only achieve that if we stand fast when our friends get into a jam, even if they get into that jam of their own making, which perhaps was the case here. But once they're in a jam, you don't point your finger and say, well, you shouldn't have gotten into a jam and we're going to watch you sink. You help them.
Did you support the policy of allowing Morocco to use U.S. weapons in the Western Sahara, outside their internationally recognized borders?
I was deeply supportive of the human rights policy of non-proliferation and so forth, but I did not feel that in the circumstances of the real world in which we found ourselves, we could simply afford to let our friends down when they are confronting genuine security problems. This doesn't mean that I felt that Morocco was right in every respect in its policy towards the so-called Polisario. But I did feel that, on balance, we had to stand by Morocco, we had to be helpful, and we had to be helpful in a tangible and meaningful way.
On January 24, 1980, the policy debate ended in a victory for King Hassan II. President Carter approved the sale of a large package of counterinsurgency weapons for use in the war in the Western Sahara. Critics of the decision charged that United States weapons would escalate the conflict. But according to the President's Moroccan ambassador, the aim of the weapons was to bring King Hassan to the negotiating table.
The presidential policy was based upon the conviction that negotiations were the best avenue to peace and stability in Northwest Africa, and that the best way to ensure negotiations and to ensure that the king would come to the bargaining table was to strengthen his hand. What really counted was the fact that the United States was willing to support the policy